following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
To the Adventure of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Yo! The Adventures of Pipeman live from Costa Rica. And it's season 18 and episode 2. So let's bring on right now my great co-host before we go any further, because without them, I have no show. So let's go and bring on the PipeNuts. Oh, look at that. This is why we call them pipe nuts. And it's 2024, so we can't call them pipe bitches because that would be offensive. Just like you heard in my disclaimer, we don't mean to offend anybody. So if we offend you, we didn't mean to. So just have fun with it. Yeah. Now, the pipe nuts, I can offend them because they don't care. Well, they care, but I don't care.
We don't care.
And so, all right. Let's start with the one that is ready and waiting with open legs opposed to open arms. The pipe chef, the chef nut, Rachel. How are you, Rachel?
I'm
fine. Can we call you Rachel or Rachel Roberts, or should we just call you Robert because you're transitioning?
You can call me whatever you like.
Oh, well. I'm sure your cousin can too.
It's Rachel and Rebel.
And then here we are, the swamp nut, who's been in the swamp for many, many seasons. Oh, look at all that stuff coming up. We got all kind. It was funny. I saw these things coming up on the screen. Nobody else can see them that's watching the show, by the way, but yeah. I can see them because I'm in Costa Rica and, you know, they have cool stuff here. Like you could go right 2 blocks from where I am to the apothecary and get yourself some microdosing mushrooms.
Ooh.
Funny story about that, though. But let's introduce Rebel first, because she's just sitting there like very studious, you know, and she's not wearing her schoolgirl outfit. So the studious thing should not be applicable right now. But welcome, Rebel Medler. Oh, she's not even listening. She doesn't even have her headphones on. She didn't even know what was going on.
Hello, Rebel.
Rebel. I think Rebel's having technical issues. Rebel, turn on your mic. You know that button that has mic on and mic off? She's playing us here.
Rebel.
Hey,
Rebel.
What's happening, Rebel? Where are you?
Where are you, Rebel?
Let's see in the private chat. Oh.
What is it?
Yeah. Yeah, she's freezing because maybe because of her background. Maybe. Speaking of backgrounds, okay, I saw the coolest TikTok yesterday. It said basically don't, you know what you should do, Rebel? If you can hear me, Rebel, if you can hear me. Well, Juan, up, the spinning white death. But anyway, back to what we're saying about TikTok. Okay. You have to be careful what's in your background when you're doing a Zoom, a live call, or whatever. There was this chick, a business meeting, a professional business meeting, and on her bookshelf behind her, she forgot to put away her dildo. So that was in the Zoom meeting. Yeah.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe that was an invitation. Maybe she, why are you always underestimating us women?
Set women back 50 million years.
That was no accident. That's so she could like, when that's for when like things get slow, she could just go like,
yeah,
hello.
but should you really do that? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there's all
You know
sorts
what?
of things that you're not supposed
I'm
to
gonna
do.
call Rebel because this is bullshit. Okay, this
Call
is
her.
bullshit. But I do want to say, okay, so funny story about the mushrooms thing. I was with my daughter at a store somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and like it's a big craze now. Like I love how they take these things that were illegal drugs and make them like these healthy, great crazes. I'm
my
sorry, but
Yeah.
tripping all the time does not make you a better person. Okay, it only cures your depression because you're hallucinating, so you don't realize how crappy your life is. But then once you get back to straight again, then you remember. So you have to always be
right, I
tripping.
suck.
I do have some great tripping stories, but not as an adult. Okay. Well, it's like, come on.
You know what? It's the world we live in. Everybody's doing it.
I know. And
Yeah.
they're dumbing us all down so they can put somebody 100 years old into office. That's why.
Yeah. Those days of like just drinking or OVER. All my friends are all on that bandwagon. They're like, we're going to microdose. I'm like, micro what?
It's another fad. Here's the thing people don't realize about being healthy and eating healthy and doing it. There's a lot of things that are just fads. This is a fad.
It is.
Okay.
I've actually, I've jumped on it. I buy all the mushroom powders for drinks and stuff.
You're eating cow shit. I mean, like back when I was in high school. Well, not high. In high school, we used to go and tip cows to get the mushrooms.
I was going to say, I knew you were going to say tip cows. You must be from Texas.
No, that's just a thing everywhere because don't ever accuse me of being from Texas because let me tell you one of my first experiences in Texas. Not my first, but so I've driven cross country multiple times. And the first time we drove through Texas, it took like 3 days because that state's a hell of a state to get through. But there was nothing to see. The way we went, there was nothing to see. Like literally, there weren't even, dust bowls. Okay. It was like there wasn't even enough dust for that. Okay.
I know.
But on my way back, okay, so here's the thing. I was 12 years old and I was living with my father. I've been living with my father for 2 years. Before that, I lived with my mother. I had like 2 totally separate childhoods. By the way, I chose to move with my father by asking a magic 8-ball. I don't know if you know that. I kid you not. I was waffling. My dad said it was like my favorite toy. He's like, "Why don't you ask the magic 8-ball?" So I did. And I followed what the magic 8-ball said. So here's the thing, okay?
Smart child.
2 years later, fast forward, my dad comes home one day and he's like, I want you to meet your new mother. We're moving to California in 3 days, and you can't ever tell a living soul. I kid you not. This is a true story. I don't think I've ever said on my radio show ever. Okay.
Wow.
And so then you go out there, and that's how I got into the whole metal punk scene because I lived out in LA. I was Sunset Strip and all the clubs in LA that were when it was the start and the height of that whole thing, the 80s Sunset Strip scene that we'll never ever see again, was never seen before. The wildest shit ever. Like I'm hanging out with Lemmy and Ron Jeremy at the Rainbow because at 15 years old, because I walked over to the Rainbow from the Roxy with Motley Crue, stuff like that. So, but then as soon as I got out of high school, not as soon as, but shortly thereafter, I decided to go back to Jersey to go to college. And on this drive, I'm driving across the country, and this is before GPS, okay? Like I was doing cross-country trips with maps and highlighters, okay? And it
Yeah,
was
I'm
so
gonna go
cool.
check.
No, it was so cool because you could find all these cool places to go instead of just here, just take this route and that's that. Oh my God, she's back.
Hi, Rebel.
All right, do you work now?
Can y'all hear me?
Oh,
Yes.
well, thank God. If you're an engineer, you should be able to get your shit right. Okay. Well, here she is, the swamp nut, Rebel Meddler, and she's making herself dizzy with those
Un
glasses.
momento, por favor. I am
Oh, she
stuck in
can't even,
wires.
you can't even hear. You didn't even hear a word I said. Come to
just
the
now.
show prepared. You're supposed to be an
I
engineer,
was
and here you're
prepared.
freezing up. You don't have your headphones on. What the hell is this crap?
I like
It's
those.
so typical of you rednecks. So typical.
So
Okay.
damn typical.
But anyway, I got to finish my story now. You interrupted me with all your bullshit. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, I'm driving through Texas. And mind you, one of my best friends from high school who used to actually engineer at the station, he went on this drive with me. And
Michael.
yes. And he is of color. Okay.
Okay.
And we're in El Paso, Texas. We stopped at the store in El Paso, Texas. And then we go up to the payphone. I had to make a phone call. There were no cell phones or shit. You had maps with highlighters and payphones. That's how you worked in the world. Okay. And then I'm at the payphone with him and I noticed something weird in the parking lot.
What?
And this is where my not warm, fuzzy feelings for Texas started. And I look at my bro and I'm like, dude, we got to leave. And he's like, why? Just trust me, we got to leave. Okay. Because these people were coming over because he was black.
Oh.
And they were going to do something not so good. Okay. And so we got out of there. Now, here's the difference. Here's the difference I want to give in the world. Okay. Because all these people out there, spouting their mouth off about different things after they do hateful shit and they make it like it's not their fault. Okay. And that everybody else is the same. So I'm sitting there in El Paso with my black friend who is about to get attacked from some white Texans because he was black, period. That was the reason. Then on our cross-country trip, we decided to stop in Georgia. I think it was Georgia, or maybe it might actually, no, it was another part of Texas where all of the black people lived at the time. Okay. Because it was still kind of segregated, even though we think we're not segregated, it still is now. I mean, where Rebel lives, they have separate streets, for different people. And am I wrong, Rebel? Hello? Am I wrong because you froze again?
Mike's on mute.
Your mic is muted. Unmute your mic. Somebody unmute her mic. Jesus, this was not planned. Everybody thinks this was planned. It was
No, we
not
planned all this.
All right. We'll wait till she can unmute her mic, okay?
She's like, I did. I unmuted it. Look at her. She's tripping out. She's like, I did.
She's not sure what to do. Okay. So anyway, we go to this other part of Georgia where his family is. His family's there, and I'm the only white person probably for like at least 100 miles. They welcomed me with open arms. We had a big barbecue. They were cool as shit. They treated me like family, so that's the thing. Like, why can't we just all be like that? It's just like I'm here in Costa Rica. Costa Ricans, they treat you like your family.
I'm sorry. I have ADD and I got sidetracked on what was happening. Why can't we all be black? What happened?
Listen, don't do that. Okay, that's not right. No, why can't we all just get along like Rodney King said, type of thing?
I don't know.
Why we have to have all this racist bullshit in the world? It's not even in the world, really. It's just in Texas.
It's not.
It's not just in Texas, but Texas is a big offender of that.
We love our black people.
Well, that's because you're in Houston. That's because you're in Houston. Look at what's going. Look at what's going on down at your border.
Where?
At your border, your state border.
I have a border?
Where while people are coming in planes to the United States, you got a bunch of people out there building razor wire.
Yeah,
I don't know if the razor wire stops the planes.
They clean out your toilets. They do your your clothes.
That's
they raise
rude.
Your kids. They're
That's rude what you just said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, I had somebody I was walking with. Okay.
You walk?
All the time. I had somebody I was walking with, and they saw a black woman with a white male. Mm-hmm. And this person says, well, at least if you're going to be with that woman, she should be good looking. And I looked at him and I'm like, that is racist. He's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, that is the definition of racist right there. Yeah. And no matter what I said, this person could not even grasp how that was racist. And that's the problem, is there's people out there saying, I'm not racist, but they are, because they don't realize they are. And even if they don't, they're just being hateful. So you don't even have to take that word racism. Just stop being hateful, you bunch of hateful idiots. Okay? But here's the thing. Here's the thing so this person was talking to somebody else. Mm-hmm. And the somebody else said to him, you do realize that he has 2 black grandchildren, right? And he goes, oh, I didn't even think of that. But that he understood that it was racist because of my grandchildren. But if I didn't have black grandchildren, it wouldn't be racist. That is the idiot. That is how much idiots people are in the world today. We all just need to love each other. We're all humans. And that's what you can learn from Costa Rica. Because I come here, nobody's treated differently. Everybody is like happy, gracious. You got these people that are poorer than the poorest people in the United States that are smiling every day. They say good morning to you. They're always friendly. I mean, a perfect example is their whole mantra is pura vida, which means pure life.
Pure life. Pura vida.
Exactly. And they always say, okay, so you know how in Spanish you can say de nada for you're welcome. Yeah. They don't say that. They say con mucho gusto, which I love so much better. And it says it all because de nada means it was much
love, with much luck.
With great pleasure. With great
pleasure. The pleasure is mine.
And it's just a totally different mindset. The whole world needs this mindset right now. Mm-hmm. The whole freaking world. Because I like it. We're just a bunch of hateful idiots in the world now. Okay, Rebel, are you actually working now?
I hope so.
Well, now you are. There you go. What's the problem, Rebel? What's going on? Report to us from Louisiana. What's going on over there?
From Louisiana is I'm going nuts. No, I don't know why. It just all of a sudden just didn't want to work. It keeps losing the connection to the microphone, but the microphone is on the camera, so I don't know how it would do that.
Huh.
It's just acting crazy.
Okay, so since you're here now, what do you think about everything we just said?
It's amazing that people in Texas are still having issues.
Well, you still have issues in Louisiana.
Yeah, we do. We do. The problem is that we didn't get to know each other. We still follow that unknown hatred.
I think the problem is you're still pissed. I think you're still pissed that the North took away your slaves. That's what I think.
No, I totally disagree that I know no human being, no anyone should be held in captive to be a slave for anything. That's uncalled for. I don't care what color
Do
you
you
are.
know why? Do
anything.
you know though why the South wasn't initially mad about the whole war and what caused the Civil War? Part of it was exactly that. And to this day, if you talk to some racist people that are from the South that are like they're ignorant racists, they still think, because I had this conversation with somebody like 2 years ago, they think that the North ruined their abilities to make money because the North had at that time other ways that their businesses could run and had more money, and the government was this is what they say. The government was giving them federal programs to help them with businesses and stuff, and the South had to have slaves in order to survive and eat and blah blah blah. The problem with that logic is, so what's your excuse for beating them, whipping them, and everything else and raping them and everything else that was done to them? But they don't think of that.
We're just having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. That was party time.
I did all that last night, and I mean, I got to tell you, it was pretty fun.
Did you get herpes?
I was raped and beaten, and I gotta say, it wasn't so bad.
That's consensual consent, right? Consensual non-consent.
Yeah.
Well, and I was just watching a show about a pro football player that was in prison for 10 years because when he was 15, he got accused of rape at school. And
how do you do that at school?
And exactly. And
there is a statute of limitations on that. I'm sorry, there is a statute of limitations.
No, it happened then. No, it happened then. And he took a plea because that's how things go in the court system. You're forced to take a plea pretty much, or else they're going to screw you. It was either, take the plea or do life in prison. He was being tried as an adult at 15 years old, and he did 10 years in prison. He came out and he literally got himself exonerated when nobody would believe in him. He always said he was innocent, and he did get it. Here's the thing.
Did she recant the story?
Well, yeah, she recanted, but then it was her mom. Her mom was trying to get rich off the whole thing. And if she recanted the story, the millions that she made would go back. Wow. But here's the coolest thing, because I'm a motivational person. And the coolest thing about this movie that I dug, and literally while I was working, I was watching it this morning before this show. That was my preparation for the show, watching this movie. So this dude gets out of prison after 10 years, and he was in a maximum security violent prison. Like no fun. Okay. Wow. And they do not like rapists or molesters in prison either. Like there's no, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, ooh, and he was going to be
not a good one. No lube. He was bent over. Right?
Yeah. And he was set to go to the NFL. Okay. Yeah. At 15, he was set to go to the NFL. So anyway, bullshit evidence, bullshit this, took a plea, and he was supposed to get probation. And this is what happens too. He got convinced by the lawyers to take a plea because then he would get probation. See, yeah. Look at the look in her eyes. And he ended up, the judge didn't like it. And this happens all the time. And gave him 10 years instead. So you make this deal that you think is going to be better for you, and he should have just pled not guilty. So what ended up happening is he did get that girl to tell the truth. He got exonerated, and then he actually got invited to, try out for the NFL for the Seattle Seahawks. He didn't make it. He tried out for many other teams, didn't make it because 11 years out of the game, you're screwed. Okay. I love it. See, you're keeping.
Sorry, your people are from Louisiana and Texas.
I know, right?
We're like,
so bottom line is, he got exonerated. He was too old to play football. He went out and he practiced every day for 2 years and trained for every day for 2 years and became the oldest rookie to ever play in the NFL, and he was on the Atlanta Falcons. So all you people out there in the world that you are down and out, that things bad are happening, there's things happening in your life and you can't see the light like so many people, this person had it so bad and never lost faith and never gave up and was persisted until he succeeded, like Agmendino said, and boom, went from 11 years in prison to playing in the NFL. So even you, Rebel, there's still hope for you.
Still hope for me.
Rachel, not so much. Rachel, there's no hope for. I mean, she's doing her cousin. I mean, that's bad.
Not the first cousin. There's cousin down the line. Doesn't make it any, weirder, but it's still.
But you know what though? Maybe cousins aren't such a bad idea, because then that, we do so much now with, we clone people. You got mad science. We clone people. Okay. So
we're
why
probably
not
eating people.
My mama and my daddy were cousins, and I turned out fine.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go. Rebel, she makes you look like the, like a unicorn. I mean, I think she's gonna have to get made fun of more. Do you want to make fun of Rachel some more, Rebel?
I don't feel the need to.
I think
Rachel
we should. Juan, I really think
Rebel,
we should
are you dating your cousin too? Is that why you don't want to talk about it?
No, I am definitely not dating my cousin.
No,
she's already divorced from 4 of her cousins already. It didn't work out.
I never married any cousins.
He is not FUN or FUNNY.
All right. Let's you know what? We're going to make fun of Rachel some more. I don't think I need, well, maybe I do. Let's see what we have here. What is this?
Coffee talk. Coffee talk.
All right, so I got to pause it for a second, so everybody knows what the hell's going on here.
That was the whole show.
Yeah. Okay. So Rachel does this thing called Coffee Talk, and I love it, love it, love it. It shows absolutely how weird and screwed up and psycho she is, which is what I love about her. That's why my 2 co-hosts fit. That's part of the qualifications for co-hosts. Are you psycho?
It's a prerequisite.
Are you?
Yeah, well, it's on the application. Are you psycho? Are you weird? Are you out of control? And most people are like, the average person's going to see that application, check no, and think they're going to get the job. No, that disqualifies you. But let's hear more of what Rachel had to say just this morning on Coffee Talk.
Coffee Talk.
Good. Really good. It's like I think triple espresso. Happy day. Plug in whatever day it is. What day is it? Wednesday.
Hey, wait, I gotta pause it. Like, look at the face. Look at the face she's got right now. Okay, but there's a reason I pause this. How come Brian doesn't play this? Wait, how come Brian doesn't play your Coffee Talk on Movie Reviews and More?
Because I'm weird.
He
tries
should
to keep that weird bottled up.
He should be playing it, because you guys can sit there and review your Coffee Talk movie.
That
would
be so much fun.
Let's see more. Let's see more.
Hell yes. So I'll tell you what.
Do you like how I said let's see more and you said hell yes?
Yes.
What's happening today?
Are you gonna be the next Doctor Strange? That's what I want to know. Okay, because that's what Doctor Strange does.
Hey, we were talking about that earlier. Colonoscopy day. I'm gonna get a colonoscopy while we're on the show.
I don't think it works like that.
You
I'm just
said
gonna
come up
say.
with ideas. You said
She can
it
do
doesn't
it.
matter what. They're all good ideas.
They are
She-
good ideas.
she
but
can.
I don't think you're in that position when you do a
I am in
colonoscopy.
the right position.
So I have a question then, Rebel.
First colonoscopy, Rebel.
Rebel, I have a question.
Rebel is going to do, she's going to be the doctor. Stick the camera inside of my hoo-ha.
That's
Yeah,
not
hold
where it
on, we
goes
gotta
for a
play the rest.
colonoscopy.
Hold on, we gotta play the rest of your coffee talk. But
See,
first, I
but
want
that's
to
why
ask
you're
a
the
question.
doctor, Rebel, because she knows where to stick it.
Rebel, are you willing to have a proctology exam live on the air?
Oh, what?
I want to.
That yeah, like if Rachel stuck her finger up your butt to check your prostate.
Don't worry. Hey,
First of all,
tongue in
women
there, but
don't
no.
have prostates.
Oh shoot!
Oh. Well,
Are
see,
you
that's why you're the doctor, Rebel.
Well,
and
then,
Pipeman
Rebel.
and Rachel are not.
Rebel, then how come you have one?
I don't have one. I
Prove it.
guarantee.
Prove
There's
it.
no Adam's apple there.
Why don't you have
I
me
don't
prove it?
care about the Adam's apple. You can have that shaved. I want you to bend over and open up that glory hole and see if there's a prostate there. Okay,
First
never
and
mind.
foremost,
Let's go. Let's go back to coffee talk.
At noon my time. And I'm a Leo, so I don't know what time your time, okay? That means I don't give a shit. I give a shit about things. I'm a funny Leo. Because when I do give a shit about something, it's like all in. So I either, yeah.
All the way.
Anyway, enough about me. Is it? Is it Leo? Okay, more. Just kidding. Today at noon, my time, badass podcast, Pipeman Radio. So,
Where?
I don't know, go find it.
W4,
Figure out how to watch it.
what?
Yeah, she's like, go find it.
So let me tell you. Oh my God. Yesterday morning, after I did coffee talk, I was, doing my normal routine and my little one.
She leaves them hanging. You know why she leaves them hanging like that? Okay.
So they come back from work.
Well, yeah, no, because now people have to go to your socials and check out This Morning and Every Morning's Coffee Talk. So how do they do that? Do you know how they get there, or should they just find it?
No,
Like,
you got a
here.
W4.
Wait. Let's see if this works. Hey, Alexa, can you tell me how I can listen to Rachel doing Coffee Talk?
From soft112.com. With the new interactive Coffee Talk with Soy app, you can listen live or listen to past broadcast.
There's the answer.
You go to W4CY.
Okay,
Not to hear
Alexa.
Coffee Talk.
Oh.
I'm giving you that was a cue to tell everybody your socials and connect to you and all that crap. Like, you're a legend in your own mind. Let's try to make you a legend in everybody else's mind.
You type in W4CY.
Okay, we'll keep it there.
Whatever.
Rebel, how do we find you? Because when people want to reach out to somebody that freezes up all the time, how do they reach you?
I shouldn't be freezing up all the time, and you can reach me
Gotta
on
breathe in
Facebook,
slow.
Rebel Mother. You can reach me on Twitch, Twitter. No, not Twitch. Can you reach me?
What?
No. I should know these things. You can reach me on Facebook, basically, and also you can reach me on TikTok, KEPI_ENT.
Yeah, everybody's going to remember that. That's
We have a
simple.
special call in. It's from my cousin who wants to know how to connect with you.
Well, we do. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. See, look at that. One
Thank
of our
you.
great,
I
one of
love
our
you, Linda.
greatest. Wait,
That's
Quiet.
a cute little doggy.
quiet. We have a comment on a screen from a listener here. Okay. So, this is one of our greatest show hosts. She hosts a show Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, but not on W4CY radio. It's on our all women's station where I'm not allowed to be, and neither are you two, because listen, you two would be set women back like 70 years. Okay. So it's on W4WN radio, and I don't know if she would say this on her own show, but here it is right on the screen. Her grandparents were first cousins. That explains why she's like one of the greatest show hosts and podcasters ever in history. So you need to everybody follow on social media, Linda Salvin, Dr.
She looks kind of like a dog. Is that
is rude.
That's a picture of a puppy in the thing.
Oh,
I know. Well, why are you saying she looks like a dog? It's a puppy in the picture. Okay, come on now.
Chrissy. Oh my
All
God!
right, wait, we'll get to Chrissy next. We'll get to Chrissy next, but I got to finish with Linda. Okay, everybody needs to tune into her show. Rebel, why don't you give more information about the Dr. Linda Salvin shows, because they are awesome, and sometimes the Pipe Man appears on there, but not like Pipe Man on here. Well, some of
not like Pipe Man on here. Oh, if you want to hear excellent stories, Wicks of Wisdom, Candles, y'all need to check Dr. Linda out, because she has this line of candles that can make things happen for you. She's been a psychic before psychics were really on anything. She's one of the original psychics. You have to hear her story. She was in a plane crash, totaled a car, and there was a fire truck one too. You need to tune in to Psychic Solutions on Tuesday and Thursdays. And
yeah, come on, Rebel. Give the right day. Go.
Recovery Wednesday. If you have any kind of addiction problem, or if you want to hear some of the stories or call in and share some of your stories, you should tune into Recovery Wednesday.
Especially all of you people that buy and want to buy the group Pipe Man Groupon, because you might need to go into recovery. It's called PA, Pipe Man Anonymous. Okay, it's a new group. It's a new 12-step group. It's a new 12-step group. One of the steps is you have to make amends to the Pipe Man. You know what? When he has it ready, I need one to play the Groupon commercial so people know what we're talking about. But right now, I'm going to talk to this other listener, and I don't know what I said at what time, but it could have been for the whole show. She's like, OMG, Dean. And then let's see. She also said, exactly, we don't have prostates. But if you are, if you're not,
it's sick, funny though. Guys are always trying to check women for prostates because they always want to go there.
Well, no, because there's no prostate blocking anything, so they can go right in. With the prostate, it's like going up against a brick wall. Okay, so without the prostate, you got free roam, and I think a lot. Here's what I think.
Sexy talk.
Well, here's what I think. Okay, about that whole thing. The reason why guys want to do it from behind and go in the behind.
I'm getting my
they have an ego. Okay. And they think they're so big that they're going to probably come out the other side. And that I'm sorry to disappoint you macho males out there that are like full of yourself, but sorry, it doesn't work that way. Okay. Nope, but if your tongue was long enough to go out the other side, maybe women would stop taking orgasms.
Oh, that is hot. Her tongue's really hot. Look at that. It looks like a kiss tongue.
Natural.
Rebel, did you? Because I dated a guy one time, and he had his tongue clipped, and it made it longer. He did
Mine's
that
attached. Mine's attached, and it's that long.
That's hot.
That's hot. So I do want to talk about because we only got like 10 minutes left of the show. I want to talk real quick about some things that are going on. Number one, we made an announcement today. a lineup announcement for incarceration in July at Shawshank Prison, which is the Ohio State Reformatory. It's one of the stops on the Pipeman Radio Tour. The lineup has been announced today. Go to my socials, specifically Facebook right now is where I have the posting. Go to Pipeman Radio on all socials, but go to my Facebook and you can check up the lineup because it is badass. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull up and read some of them. But here's the thing. We're doing ticket giveaways. Okay, so you're going to have to keep tuning in and pay attention because we're going to give away tickets to incarceration. We've given away tickets to Welcome to Rockville, Sonic Temple. These are all on the Pipeman Radio Tour. We're going to be giving away tickets to Louder Than Life, Rocklahoma, and Aftershock down the road. We're giving away tickets right now to Bourbon and Beyond. That's in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, if you're into blues, you're into rock, and you're into bourbon and good food. Okay, yeah, and you might win a trip with Rachel to go. You know, because she will give you bourbon like you've never had bourbon before. So get on the Pipeman Radio socials. Tell me that you want to win tickets to one of these festivals. But incarceration, I love that festival because I love that movie. And funny story is, my daughter always, every time I go on tour and I'm doing festivals, so are you excited, Dad? I'm like, I don't know if excited's a word when you're going to a festival every weekend. I mean, I love it. It's great. But then when I was at incarceration the first time several years ago, I love those eyes. And when I was at I was standing in the prison yard and I called my door. I'm like, now I'm excited. I'm in the prison yard of Shawshank Prison for a music festival. It is cool. It's also a tattoo festival. So if you want to get tattooed, there you go. But here, Breaking Benjamin, Godsmack, Shinedown.
Wow.
I Prevail, Hailstorm. Hold on, I gotta take the shades off. You're gonna see without the shades, Rachel. Okay.
Look at those beautiful eyes.
Chevelle, The Offspring, Bad Omens, Bad Wolves, Biohazard, Veil of Maya, Kill Switch Engage, Hollywood Undead, Seven Dust, Sleeping with Sirens, Skillet, Dropkick Murphys, From Ashes to New. There's so many. There's like 60 bands on here. There's that Mongolian band, The Who. They are so cool and so great. The Pipeman has interviewed them, which, by the way, you got to go check out Pipeman Radio, The Adventures of Pipeman, Pipeman in the Pit, all that on all podcast outlets everywhere, including Talkform Media. We have our own podcast outlet. So you can go there. But I have interviews, almost 3,000 interviews with bands. I have interviews with speakers, authors, all that stuff. But here's the thing. Right after this show, I'm doing an interview that you guys are going to have to check out with Mark Daly, announcing the release of his new single, I Want to Be More. I did an interview yesterday with one of my favorite bands, Infected Rain. I have interviews coming out and that I just did for the Rods, for Riot, whole bunch of them. I do a lot of interviews, folks. So if you tune in to the Adventures of Pipeman, 8 a.m. Eastern time every morning, or you go to any of the podcast outlets, iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, Audible, Apple, Google, you name it, I'm on it. And you can check out all my interviews as well and past shows and all that stuff. Okay. But I have to say that my co-hosts are what make the show, because while I'm doing this boring promo shit, they're in the background making faces and doing all this stuff. So thank you, PipeNuts. And you look much better, Rachel. But I do want to say you guys are lucky because we're creating all new assets for the shows. So we're not really playing commercials right now. So you don't even have to get commercials, but there will be. And Rebel, you made some suggestions. Yeah, that's why we gotta create the new ones. Like we have to create a PipeNuts commercial where you guys like sing. Can you guys sing for me, please? In unison.
I can
in
sing.
unison. Do it. Both of
Oh,
you.
yes. The Pipeman was my boyfriend cousin in here.
Okay, wait.
And he
You guys
broke
start
up
over
with
because
me.
that's great.
He put me
That-
on a podcast and I can be myself and be free.
What you know what's funny about that is like I go on tour and do all these festivals and I'm doing interviews backstage and bands always wonder where that Pipeman name comes from. And then they write a song about it, about what they think it comes from. So there's like a bunch of Pipeman songs out there. I got to put them together for the show too. But let me tell you what's on the Pipeman Radio Tour for this year. Unless you guys, okay, Rachel and Rebel, why don't you guess what is on the Pipeman Radio Tour for 2024? Let's see if you can guess.
Okay.
Incarceration.
Oh, good. You were paying attention.
Pipeman and Beyond.
Good.
Rachel Roberts recipes.
Yeah, that's not a music festival. That's a whole different type of festival.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll tell you
Rocklahoma.
what it is. Yes. Welcome to Rock. Here's what's coming up in May. Welcome to Rockville, Sonic Temple. And then in June, we're going to be in the UK and Europe for festivals like Leeds and Download and Hellfest and Grass Pop. These are some of the greatest freaking festivals in the world. And then in July is Incarceration. And then, and there's going to be other ones mixed in too. This is just the preliminary. In August, we're back in the UK and we're going to do Bloodstock Festival. And we might do Vakken. There's a bunch that we're looking at right now. And then in the fall, we have Louder Than Life, Bourbon and Beyond, Rocklahoma, Riot Fest, Aftershock, which is on my birthday. Every year it's like right on my birthday or around it. And man, why is it every time you're doing that, Rachel, the table that I keep having to fix the camera because the table keeps moving up. I gotta keep fixing the camera. What are you laughing at, Rebel?
She's a handful. Could you imagine going on tour with her, taking her to, I don't know, Louder Than Life, Bourbon and Beyond?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She wants to go to those because they got bourbon. And she's a celebrity chef, like here, like not in the world, but here she's a celebrity. She's the in-house celebrity chef. But they have at Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life all the celebrity chefs there. So, you know, we should get a booth and you could do your chef thing there.
I would do my chef thing there. And drink bourbon.
That would be cool.
Okay, so what is two questions?
Oh, God.
What is the thing that you are best at cooking?
Nuts.
That's why you're a pipe
That
nut.
was licking, not cooking.
That's what today's lunch was nuts.
That's so
We're gonna
funny.
lick-
While we're talking about this, it just proves that our phones are listening to us. Because as soon as we start talking about this, I got an email notification from Uber Eats telling you they have us plugged in 100%. Okay, so, and what is your favorite type of bourbon?
Blanton's. And there's another one called Riff or something, Riff Raff or something Riff. That's a good one. I like good bourbon. I don't like bullshit. Yeah, but Blanton's is
then
definitely
you would love these festivals because there is somebody there that interviews the pipe man, and I interview him, and his name is Fred Minnick. He is the most educated, experienced bourbon connoisseur ever. Like, he's an expert on bourbon. He has his own podcast, he has his own newsletter and all that. And he's always there. And I love the way he dresses too. Like, it's 1,000,000 degrees out and he's got his suit on and he's like, he's at a metal festival dressed in like a light blue suit with a tie and looks cool as shit. But he knows his shit with bourbon. So some of my best interviews have followed his interviews, and I'll tell you why. Because and even when I go in there, when he does interviews, he has people try bourbon. Like I go to these festivals, I don't even drink, and everybody's like, here, try this, here, try this. So I did this one interview with a band Airborne from Australia, and they got so drunk in his interview and then came to my interview that they were pretending they were baseball announcers for Major League Baseball. And they were like on point. They were like, there we go. And as he's rounding second base and heading towards third, and oh my God, I think he's going home. And oh my God, here he is. And he runs, he's going to the plate, he's at the plate, oh, and he's out. So, yeah, what happens at Louder Than Life and Bourbon and Beyond stays at Louder Than Life and Bourbon and Beyond. Unless, of course, you're on the Adventures of Pipeman, because there's nothing that's safe. But what is safe is it's time to go. I got to go do an interview. I don't have time for you people anymore.
We love you.
And everybody listening, there'll be a replay of this show. It'll also be on my podcast, and the interview I'm doing after this, you can hear on the podcast, and you guys are always welcome. The PipeNuts, not so much. And Rebel, next time, get your shit together before you get on the show, because listen, what kind of representative are you of the station that have that kind of crap going on?
Well,
Enough
that wasn't
with it.
station stuff. That was my stuff.
Well, do it. And, you PipeNuts, you freaking rock. And our engineer, Juan, he rocks. So thank you, Juan. And we got a lot more coming. Tune in every week, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, whatever other time zone you are in the world. I'm not sure what Australia time zone is right now, but tune in because it's going to just get better. We got more and more. Thanks for listening, and thanks for being here on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Don't forget the Groupon.
Roll it, Juan.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.